Then the two of us need look no more. We both. I do that so you know it's Michael Jackson, I'm not. When I was a kid growing up, I used to put on the Afro wig, pretend with Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5, perform for my parents. But when you're 4 and 7 years old, you don't really know the words to these songs. So it usually came out something like this. Can your mother works in the Kmart store? My mom didn't like that song. Couldn't figure out why. But kids aren't the only ones to change words to songs, right? Because back in the 50s, they had to change words to certain songs before they released them. Because if they released them where they were originally written, a lot of people would have gotten in trouble. And one of the songs they changed was this one. Put your legs on my shoulders. Yeah, they changed that one, alright. One other song they changed was this one. My boyfriend's black and there's gonna be trouble. Yep. I know that from personal experience, folks. Because my boyfriend is black and it's a special thing. No, I'm kidding. He's blonde. But anyway. But before I get going, I think we should have a moment of silence for the anniversary stock market crash. October 19th, 1987. They call this Black Monday. I figured out why they call it Black Monday, because none of the brothers had any money in the markets. It's like a holiday for us. But the day after the crash, USA Today came with this big headline, how yuppies are on a decline now. They got to sell their BMWs and pay up their stock debts. And all these different classifications of people listed. They had yuppies, which you all know are young herb professionals. They had buppies, which are black herb professionals. Then they had puppies, which are poor herb professionals. See, but I got a little bit of a problem with this because I'm young, I'm black, and I'm poor. Best I can figure, I must be like a yo pup bup. Something strange like that, something strange. Worst stuff going on. What's the worst thing on the roads these days? I'm driving up here from my house in Brooklyn tonight, right? What's the worst thing on the roads these days? These idiot cops stop you, pull you over for no reason. I'm in my car, middle lane, doing 54.9 miles an hour. Don't want to cause any problems. On I-95, car zooming by me on the right, zooming by me on the left. All of a sudden there's a cop behind me with his lights on. I think he wants to go by me, right? So I pull over to the right. He pulls over behind me. Pull over the side of the road. So I pull off the road. And I've been stopped enough times that I know that if you're a black man driving a white Saab in Fairfield, Connecticut, you get out of the car like this. Yes, officer, what would you like? I swear to God, the cop says to me, where you coming from dressed like that? What's that, dress code on the highway now? It's like left lane tuxedo, right lane jeans and sneakers. I mean, it's my luck I get stopped by the fashion police. Pull over, pull over! You clash, I'll have to give you a ticket. What is going on here? And these guys aren't doing their jobs. How many people think there should be fashion laws? Like women over 200 pounds should not be allowed to wear miniskirts and halter tops. That's right, man. Forget about that. But I get into trouble driving all the time because I notice road signs when I'm driving. I never pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm always looking at these different road signs. And the first time I ever saw this road sign, I was in Connecticut. Okay? Now I have an engineering degree. It means I know that this arrow means you got a choice. This arrow means you go straight. This arrow means you go curve. In Connecticut, this time means do whatever the fuck you want. Got guys driving over here, one guy coming over here, guy taking over the top of your car. What is going on here? But the big thing now down in New York is they're changing the street signs to be more reflective of the neighborhoods that the signs are in. So in my neighborhood, which, in case you couldn't guess, is a black neighborhood. A stop sign now reads, freeze. So we can understand that. But the big one, the one that really caught my eye, was a yield sign. And in 1989, in Brooklyn, New York, a yield sign says, chill out. Brothers hanging out all over the cars and stuff, and that's going on crazy. I don't know. How many people have ever driven in Massachusetts? Anybody ever drive in Massachusetts? Okay. Question. What does the speed limit say on I-91 Massachusetts? 65, 70,000 miles an hour? I'm doing 70 miles an hour, left-hand lane. Also, some guys behind me flashing me high beams. Like, what's this idiot's problem? So I did in my car. Hooked up this button to my brake lights. Mounted right up on the dashboard. I'm driving. Wait till this guy gets behind me, starts flashing high beams. Speed up to 75, 80. Wait till he's like 3 inches from my bumper. Hit the button. Watch his asshole go spinning off into a tree, right? Yes! It's out of there, man. In any state you enter, they state the state laws on a sign as you enter the state. Just like when you drive into Connecticut, it says, you know, use of radar detectors illegal. You drive into New York, the sign says, buckle up, state law. When you drive into Massachusetts, the sign reads, use of seatbelts suggested. Suggested? I can see some cop pulling me over speeding in Massachusetts. You know how fast you're going, buddy? How fast you suggest I go, officer? Smack that guy, smack that guy. It's crazy, man, crazy. And another thing that drives me crazy on the road is these idiot drivers, people who just cannot drive, man. And I categorize bad drivers by 2 categories, by region and also by religion. So by region, I have to say the worst drivers in the world would have to be people from Massachusetts. People agree with that? How about a round of applause? You agree with that? I've never seen a Massachusetts car without a dent in it, so I know these people can't afford to drive. But by religion, the worst drivers in the world would have to be the Hasidic Jews down in Brooklyn, New York. You see like a Chevy Impala with 6 fur hats and curls hanging down? Get the fuck off the road, pal. You don't know what's happening here. You don't know what's happening. It's going crazy. You sitting there in the car, they're bopping back and forth. Listen to that radio station, KJEW radio. And now we have KJEW radio with Smokey Robinstein's newest hit. Put on some rap. Oh man. But my name is Michael Jackson. Usually after people find out my name is Michael Jackson, they give me, you know, ask me stupid questions. Like, did your parents name you after him? Yeah. I'm 29, he's 31. I'm sure when I was born, my parents said, there's this 2-year-old out in Indiana. Trying to give our son the same name. I remember growing up back in high school, we had to fill out these, you know, Delaney cards. Teacher would call your name, teach you alphabetically. She'd call out Michael Jackson. Everybody would look. That's not Michael Jackson. He's ugly. But it's okay. I'll be ugly. Not like I have a choice. But statistics show that ugly men get beautiful women. And I can tell that from looking out here tonight, so statistics are pretty true. The beauty of my future. Well, when I first started doing comedy, I changed my name. I was using the stage name. I don't want people to confuse me with the other Michael Jackson. They'll give me a hard time about my name and stuff. And I figured, what the hell? Nobody's going to confuse us because basically, I'm a young black man and he's a young white woman. So, no confusion there. It's crazy stuff going on, crazy stuff going on. What else is happening? You people here that now have TV for the blind? You guys hear about this? TV for the blind. And the way it works is very descriptive. They describe exactly what's happening on the screen so that blind people can enjoy TV programs also. I don't mean to be cruel, but wasn't this called radio about 40 years ago? People who could sing and shit? Another thing they have out now? Disposable contact lenses. Disposable, how lazy are people's glasses gonna get? First you give him glasses, oh, I gotta take them off, put them back on. So you give him contact lenses, oh, I gotta take them off, clean them. Now they have disposable contact lenses, wear them for 2 weeks, take them out, throw them away. I figure, what the hell's next? Dissolvable contact lenses? You're driving on the road one day, all of a sudden, today the 15th? I can't see shit. Crazy stuff happening, man. Crazy stuff happening. But for those of you who are keeping count, I am one of the 4 black men in the club tonight. But while I'm up here on stage, my buddies are outside ripping off your cars. So, we're all set. Yeah, no problem with that. You out there watch Star Trek Next Generation? You guys watch that show, Star Trek Next Generation? It's a good show. I like that show because they got a lot of famous people on there. They got like LeVar Burton, you know, guys know who LeVar, Kunta Kinte Burton. He plays the blind navigator. Good call on that one, huh? Guy can't find his way around a friggin' ship. He's leading him through space. I was imagining like the Enterprise with a big stick out in front of it. Or maybe like a little shuttlecraft off to the side, a little seeing eye ship, you know. Then they got Whoopi Goldberg on there. She sits in the bar and gives advice. But if I was you, I wouldn't do that. Whoopi, I was going to the bathroom. Is there a problem? Because nobody ever goes to the bathroom on Star Trek. You guys notice this? It's like there's no assholes on that ship or something. I always thought they should put like LL Cool J on there. You guys know LL Cool J is, the rapper? Put him on there. Put him in charge of like the transporter room. Captain be like, okay, beat me up, LL. Okay, Cap be fading in and out and shit. Crazy, man. Crazy. Can I get a wire? No, that's okay, I'm fine, thanks. I recently went on a trip down to Florida. Anybody here ever been out to Florida? Down there? Nice down there, you know. This time I flew down. Because last time I drove down, and driving through Georgia, which is an experience that nobody should have by themselves. I'm driving through Georgia, I'm doing like 62 miles an hour. The speed limit is 65. I'm doing 62, you know. I get pulled over by this cop. I'm doing 62 miles an hour and it's 65 mile an hour speed limit. But they look at the license plate, see Connecticut or New York or something, and they pull you over no matter what speed you're doing. Then he shows me this little thing on the sign that says, out-of-state licenses drive 10 miles less than the posted speed limit. Well, what the hell's going on here? So I got a ticket that time. So the last time I went down, I said, I'm going to fly down. Screw that, I'm not going to get a speeding ticket or anything. So I'm flying down on the plane, and we're cruising. And you know, the captain always comes across and says, like, you know, we're now passing over, whatever. So he says, Captain comes and says, if you look out your right window, you'll notice we're now passing over Savannah, Georgia. Cop gets up, walks through the plane, gives everybody a ticket for doing 600 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour. It's terrible. But when I went to the airport, I go into the airport and I'm going to that metal detector thing, and I had a videotape with me, which I didn't want to go through the magnetizer or whatever. I figured it would get demagnetized. So I tell the guy at the plane, I said, I don't want this to go through the metal detector. He goes, what's the difference then? What? I said, I don't want this to go to the metal detector. What's the difference then? And then a guy standing behind him said, oh, just take it over. They have translators at the airport now. I mean, there's so many foreigners working at the airport. If somebody landed in New York, they wouldn't even know they were in America. It's incredible. And I'm sitting on board the airplane, right? I'm sitting in the airplane, I'm looking out the window, and a truck for Eastern, the guy's baggage, the guy's got a towel on his head. He's driving a friggin' truck for Eastern. He's like, what's this, Far Eastern Airlines? It's like, who's flying my plane? Haji? What the hell's going on? What's the deal, man? Can't deal with that. I'm getting nervous. Those guys want to go see Allah, you know. I'm getting kind of nervous about it. Oh man, what else is going on? What else is crazy? I work at a engineering firm during the day. I couldn't tell you the name, that would be indiscreet. Sikorsky Aircraft. And sorry. I'm getting booed. Sikorsky's getting booed over here. But I have this friend. She's a female engineer, and they gave her this job working on a vibration demonstrator. What is a vibration demonstrator? Hey, you got that demonstrator finished yet? Oh yeah, it works. Oh yeah, it works fine. No problem. Don't turn it off yet. I don't know, man. I was thinking the other day, you know, what the way technology is going to get, and everything solar powered. You know, they have all these like solar powered calculators and stuff. Pretty soon they're gonna have like solar powered vibrators. It should be pretty interesting with all these people with skylights in their bedroom window and shit. All these women coming in with sunburn on their inner thighs. Hey, I don't make this shit up. How many people saw Batman? Anybody saw Batman? Batman? Sucked, right? Don't believe the hype, whatever they say, man. It was crazy. But I'm not gonna do any Batman jokes. I'm just like taking the service. But when I went to see Batman, I saw the coming attractions for these other films. And one of the movies I saw, I guess it's out now, is that new movie, that new James Bond movie, License to Kill, you know, with Timothy Dalton. And I'm sitting in the theater and I'm like, you know, they had all these different James Bond characters. They had like Sean Connery, then they had Roger Moore, and now they got Timothy Dalton. And I'm sitting there and wondering, you know, they never had a black James Bond. We just like Billy D. Williams, the first black James Bond. He'd be there. Bond. Bail bonds. A new hit movie, License to Chill. Coming soon to a theater. And what would this guy drink? Colt 45, I guess. Something like that. But the whole point of this movie, this guy had a license to kill people. He had a license. He could just go, hey, pal. Cops come running over. Yeah, what are you doing? I have a license. Oh, let him go, Joe. Everything seems to be in order. Oh, man. I come from kind of a large family. There's 8.5 kids in my family. Yeah, 8.5, because my father had 10 and my mother had 7, so we take the average. About 8.5. But I'm the only one over 20 years old, doesn't have any children, is not married. And all my sisters, I give my nieces and nephews these beautiful like African names and stuff. And I'm saying, my name has given me enough trouble all my life. And they just throwing these kids up with these names. Because I have a niece, her name is Tanjanika Makisha Dixon. And I have a nephew, his name is Tahura Abuyame Jackson. I said to my sister, what are you doing with these kids? Why are you giving your kids names like this? She says, well, those names have meaning. If you look up Tahura Abuyame in the book of names, it means one who gives me great joy. So I said to her, you named your kid after the African word for prostitute. I don't know, it made sense to me. It's getting cold out, folks. Summertime's over. How many people are sad that summertime's over? You don't sound too sad. I hate the wintertime, man. Because in the wintertime I get dry skin. And I get chapped lips. Folks, when you got lips like mine, it's a big problem. I keep this big 50-gallon chapstick next to my bed. I get up in the morning. I'm all set to go. It's crazy, man. But I was out in Arizona recently also. Anybody here ever been to Arizona? Real nice out there. Beautiful weather. Right now it's like 96. We're over here in 50-degree weather, and Arizona's 96. But when I was out in Arizona, I noticed that most of the people have dogs out there. It's like every house you drive by, there's a dog, either in the front yard or backyard. It's like a Vietnamese caterer's wet dream to go to Arizona because they all have dogs. But I'm watching my friend's dog, and he's wetting the side of the tree, he's wetting the house, he's wetting this. And I say, why do dogs do this? Now, what's going on with these dogs? So I called up a vet, because I wanted to find out why dogs do this. I said, yo, doctor. And actually I said, excuse me, Mr. Veterinarian. I said, why do dogs, wet the tree in the house and things like that? He said, well, they're marking up their territory. Or it's like their own personal signature. I'm thinking, get Fido a pen, right? But I was wondering, what would happen if people had to sign things the same way dogs did? You'd be standing at a bank with a check, go walking up to the teller. Oh, sorry, you forgot to sign it. It says, you're on the right over there on the right. Go over and sign it, bring it back. You go over and sign it, bring it back. And how would they check the signatures? You'd have to sniff it like dogs did, right? Be like, oh, sorry, these signatures don't match. It's a joint account. My wife signed the order. I'll get her down here. Honey, drink it down here. We got a check problem. Let's go. Arizona. It's crazy. But another thing I noticed about dogs is the way people name their dogs. By the dog's most outstanding feature. Like if a dog has long hair, they'll call him Fluffy. If he has like, spots, they'll call him Domino or something like that. And I was wondering, what happened if people got their names the same way? By their most outstanding feature? I imagine there'd be a lot fewer guys named Dick running around. But they all be married to women named Muffy. Yes, Dick and Muffy, they were inseparable. I don't know, what else is happening? What else is going on? Where are the porno movie watchers out there? We got any porno movie watchers out there? Nobody's raising up their hairy palms, I guess. Did you guys ever know, you guys familiar with the Playboy channel? I used to have the Playboy channel in my house, softcore porn, no penetrating action, so I got rid of that shit. But they used to have interviews with porn stars on there. And I found out some of these people actually married. They have wives and kids, husbands, dogs. And they treat it like a regular job. They go in the morning, 9 o'clock they punch in, they punch out, they punch in, they punch out. Then they go home. And could you imagine being married to some porn starlet? She'd go home, she'd go to work after a hard day at work. She'd come home all tired and stuff. Gee, honey, how was your day today? It sucked. I tell you, my job really blows. Hey, honey, come give me a kiss. Maybe not. Well, I was watching this show called Attitudes about why people watch porno movies and stuff. And my girlfriend and I got this big argument because she said to me, she says, you men just watch porno movies because you want your girlfriend to do to you what the women in the porno movies do to the men in the porno movies. Not true, right, guys? Then my girlfriend actually said to me, you make love to me like you know how to make love in a porno movie. I took it as a compliment. I figured she meant I was professional. It took a long time and she really was enjoying what was going on. And she told me a VCR stuck on fast forward, so I'm calling Dr. Ruth tomorrow. But you guys ever notice how they title porno movies, how they name porno movies? Take a perfectly good movie, change one word in the title, becomes a porno movie. Like they have on Golden Blonde. The Sheets of San Francisco. Well, my favorite, Romancing the Bone. It's a real movie, you guys should check it out. But I was in this bar the other night, and I met this woman who told me she works for a urologist down in Florida. People know what a urologist is? He's a pee-pee doctor. But they help people out with impotence and prostate trouble and things like that. And she's telling me this thing the other day about, guys, listen up to help you figure out why your women aren't in the mood as much as you'd like them to be. It's about this clinic they have for guys who think they're impotent. They go in, they attach probes to the man's pee-pee. He goes to sleep, and then they measure the number of erections he has a night during his sleep. She told me the average man has 12 erections a night during his sleep. Somebody knows about this. Should be home later. Honey, you up? No, go back to sleep. Oh, honey, you... And she also told me about this penile implant that they have, that you inflate like an air pump. Guys. I believe her in everything, and I don't mean to brag, but I'm a black man, and this is no hand pump operation, okay, folks? I need like a foot pump with a pressure gauge on it and shit. Yeah, baby, I'll be there in a minute. Yo, honey, you got that fix-a-flat in the drawer there? All over the problem here. Blow it up. See if you can blow it. That's terrible. But I was down in New York. I was recently taking this acting class down there. And when you take acting, they force you to learn Shakespeare. I like to do a little Shakespeare for you now if you'll indulge me. From fairest creatures we desire increase, that thereby beauty's rose might never die. But as a riper should by time decease, Anybody know what that means? You know what that means? I have no fucking idea what that means. Shakespeare's just too heavy for me, guys. I can't handle it. I was thinking the other day, what would happen if Shakespeare were alive today? Had his hands in the arts, music, and culture of today? What would he be doing? We writing like children's books? Would Fun with Dick and Jane be frivolity of King Richard and Lady Janice? It's a funny joke if you know what frivolity means, huh? Would the Cat in the Hat be the feline in the chapeau? We're doing movies, or maybe TV shows. Would Laverne and Shirley be Much Ado About Squiggy? I can see a new movie by William Shakespeare. Rambo and Juliet. Rambo, Rambo, where for art thou? Rambo be out in the bushes. Hark, what light on yon window breaks? It is Juliet, and she is the East. And the East is communist. Shoot the bitch. But for me, the burning question in my mind is that if Shakespeare were alive today, would he rap? Head and I talk kinda queer. You know my name is Billy Shakespeare. Hamlet, Hamlet, what you see? Tell me now, is it to be or not to be? It must have been tough in the time of Macbeth. The only thing worse, having a roommate named Seth. Before I go, I tell you what to do. You take your lady home and tame her shrew. That's my time, folks. Thanks a lot. All right, I'm gonna keep this baby going right now. This next gentleman is from New Jersey, plays clubs and colleges all over the place. You're going to see him on The Cosby Show this fall. Put your hands together, Mr.